I know it. Over prepared as always. Walking in, Steve-O, I got it. I got it. I'm like, all right, let's just talk. Guys, if you're listening today, you're in for a treat. No stranger to the podcast. Dear friend, one of the best in the absolute industry, who is with us, and it's Allison Johnston. She's with Success Mortgage Partners. We affectionately call her the Honey Badger. So if you've been on the Breakfast Club, you'll hear us talk about it. And remember this, Allison, last month we promised that, you know what, we're going to do this monthly. There was such a great response to the podcast. And it was about, hey, how do we turn no's into yeses? Because, hey, and I don't want to get the number wrong. I think it's, what is it? 82% of no's we're turning into yeses,
Correct.
right? It's 82 or
Yep,
83% right in there.
83%.
Okay, we missed a percent. There we go, 83. And so what we talked about was just every month coming in and saying, okay, the topic would be, I bet you didn't know. And what we know in this industry is, Allison, and you could talk about this better than anybody, deals are not getting easier. And it's like sometimes it's just easier to say no, move on to the next deal. Talk to us about it. How do we go in and save deals that otherwise could, that where people would say no, there might be a different way.
Well, I think number one for anybody that is listening is you have to have the mindset to go into it with a yes and not
Yeah.
with a no. And that's
Yeah.
one of the things that we have with our committee meeting where we go every single day, we look at files and try to find the yes.
Yeah.
But then we also try to think outside the box. As many of you guys know, deals are tougher. We as a company probably do anywhere from 10 to 13% down payment assistance programs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those guidelines are very strict. They're set by the states. So the couple examples that I have are around some of the DPA loans.
Okay. I like it.
All right. The
Hey, and
first,
by the way, it's great to see you. And I see you in
you
the
too.
background. If you're watching us on YouTube, there's snow in her background. It looks
More coming,
Christmassy,
more
but it's
coming.
not Christmas. So
I
yeah,
know,
most.
like I almost kind of wish this wasn't a real background. So anybody that has some sunshine and like 50 degrees, we're like at like 20. You want to
Yeah,
send a couple of those degrees our way here, and
man. Hey,
we'd be happy
couple
to
of
take
date.
it.
We were swimming in the pool 2 days ago.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it.
80 degrees. The water was 71. I'm telling
Mm.
you, whew, I don't mean to
We
rub it
got
in,
a
my
bunch
friend.
of snow, and
Yeah.
we have about 6 more inches coming over the weekend.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Hey, I did hear a funny story that Andy was shoveling snow. Andy, for those of you who've been listening, he helps us with the operations here at the network, was shoveling snow in shorts and no shoes. And so I was like, what? My
yeah,
man,
it's
you're a
it's
true.
crazy. Like today, I went to put my windshield wipers on, and it's so cold. The windshield wiper went,
And
but the
nothing
little
moved.
rubber strip was still on the windshield. So I was like, "What is that?" So I will be
What in
running
the
out to get
world?
new windshield wipers.
There you
Uh,
go. There you go. All right. So we got some examples. We got some down payment assistance. Hey,
we
and this is
do.
really intended too, Allison, because we want to help you in the industry. Maybe think about outside of the box, like you were saying. So, what you got? What are some things we've seen?
Okay, so Oklahoma housing, this is my
Okay.
first CPA example, manufactured home. They have very strict guidelines on what the FICO score was. I don't know it off the top of my head. However, we were only a couple points off from
Okay.
that
So let's say it's
minimum.
640
Let's
and
say
we
it's
had a
640 and
631.
I'm sitting at a 637.
Okay.
Okay?
Cool.
If
Yeah.
you're well, I was just gonna say some people might say the guideline says 640, it's not a doable deal. Okay?
Mm,
What we said is, let's see if we can get an exception. Let's reach out to Oklahoma Housing. We're
yeah.
first-time home buyer. We want to get people in houses. We want to support the down payment assistant
Yeah.
program,
Yeah.
right? And so we went in for an exception and they granted it. So just
Wow.
when you're talking with these agencies, one
Yeah.
thing that I would say is you're trying to get, and these are first-time home buyer programs, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So, as a lender, you want to express we want to get people in homes. We are a supporter of this program. We want to help first-time home buyers. So we explained the situation and they granted the exception. But a lot of people don't know that you can call for an exception. And let's say they say no the first time, you can
Yeah.
always try again. Remember,
Yeah.
a no isn't really a no, it's kind of a maybe for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, well, hold on, stay with this because I just had a whole bunch of thoughts. Like I'm like it all just came in. So one of them is when we hear there's a hard credit score like number six, let's say 640.
Yep.
I didn't even know you could go to them and ask for an exception. But here's what's really cool. What I love that you did is when you touch the heartstrings of why they were created, because behind every one of those,
It's a
like
bar.
that, well,
Yeah, it's a real
not only
person.
is there a borrow, but there's somebody who was passionate, who fought to get money for first-time home
Of
buyers.
course.
And so here you are as a lender going to them and just saying, we got a great first-time home buyer. Here's my first question. Could anybody do it, or did it have to be somebody like, could it be anybody's underwriter, or did it have to be somebody in management? I know you're the president of our company.
Yeah.
Did it matter who it was that called?
Our team leads actually called.
Wow. So it's just
And they
a
were
lead
able to get it.
underwriter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our lead underwriter called. We drafted an email and they know when they call what they're
Yeah.
asking for. And
Yeah.
it's 100% in how you ask the question.
Wow. Well, I loved it how you framed it. So tell us how you did it. But what I heard you say is it's in the eyes of a home buyer. We're all
It
trying to
is.
get there. The
We're
first
all
time home.
trying to help home
Yeah.
people get into homes. And
Yeah.
so they granted this one an exception. So that one the close. So we were happy about that
Wow.
one.
Let's go.
Yep.
And see, this is why we're doing these episodes, because when most people say no, you've got to know a no doesn't mean no. It just may mean find somebody else
Yep.
or ask. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. I'd also love to hear from you. Make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what it is you want to see next. And we'll see you on the inside. See you.
So we had another one.
Okay.
This one was actually a T shack and it
Okay.
was
Oh,
no
yeah.
didn't have
Wow.
a score. So there
Yeah.
was some alternative credit that we needed to provide.
Yeah.
But we were able to get a no score through. And I have another one
Hey,
that
wait. So
was,
talk about the alternative credit. Like, well, give me an idea. So there's no score. Can we put together rent payment history? Can we put
yep,
together cell phone history? Can we put together
sure, yep. And this
something?
file was, max, they had some assets, not a ton of assets, but in
Yeah.
this particular one, they had been working as a painter, they had been renting for 2 years and a month, and their ratios were good. So this
Wow.
one, this one worked out well. And we had another one that was a click and close, which we call it. And basically it's very little down payment that they have to have, but
Yeah.
they really did need a certain credit score. This was
Okay.
another situation to where they didn't meet the score requirements. This one was off by 4 points and we were able to get the exception. So these all came down in the last week and a half. This isn't even
Yeah.
including the stuff on committee that we go through every day, but these were ones just to educate people that the down payment assistant programs through the states, they set the guidelines.
Mm.
You can always ask for an exception. The worst thing they're going to say is no, but if you never ask, you're
Yeah.
always going to get a no, right? So you need to ask every time, even if you think, oh my God, this is never going to get approved, blah, 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 blah. Make sure you paint the whole picture of it and then also have them relate to if it's a first time home buyer, what we're trying to do and that we support the program, we're primarily purchase. And I think that helps. And then always follow up in writing.
So good. Yeah, you're pulling on the heartstrings, but you're not letting a no be a no. You're just saying there's always, guidelines are intended to be like guards or bumper rails, but it doesn't mean there's not the exception. And sometimes, especially for someone in a lot of our underwriters and a lot of our processors and even some of the loan officers, it's like black and white. It's 640, yes, 640, it's a go, 639, it's a no. And what I love is that you're highlighting that no, 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 it's not that black and white all the time. Ask.
Correct.
That's so
And
good.
Steve, we call the agencies and we have the loan officer
Yeah,
on the phone. That's other
yeah,
things that we've talked about.
yeah,
You can call Fannie Mae, you can call Freddie Mac, you can
yeah.
call HUD, you can call VA, USDA. So just because they're down payment assistance and DPAs doesn't mean that you can't call them Oklahoma Housing and ask them.
Right.
You can call Texas Housing, T-Shack, you can call MISHDA,
Yeah.
which is in Michigan, and explain the situation that you have and try to get an exception. And then you just document the file. It's great when you have it on the phone and they give you the exception. Always follow up to that person that you talk to in an email format, get the response back that it's approved, stick it in the file, and away it goes.
That's it. I love it. Good stuff. Another 3 loans saved. So
Another 3 loans saved.
hey, that's real dollars in somebody's pocket. And you know what I always think about too? It's a family that gets their home. And man, there's something about owning your place. And it's a realtor that was able to make another commission, and it's a loan officer who's able to have financial freedom. So great stuff. Hey, and I hope if you're listening today, keep every month, Allison and I are going to just throw it up quick episodes. And I love it. I bet you didn't know you could get an exception to credit score requirements on down payment assistance. So
That's right.
thank you, Honey Badger.
Thank you so much.
I absolutely love this. Every single month, we're going to keep doing it. I hope you got some great information. Man, no's are not no's. And it's kind of like on the sales side, we talk about it's if you don't ask, you won't get it. And so I hope that inspired you. Allison is phenomenal. Listen, if you're listening today and somebody needs to hear this, share it. I'm asking you to share this with another loan officer, another team member. I'm asking you to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, or if you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button below. Like and share, comment below. If you comment, I'll respond to it. Our team will respond to it. And man, just grateful to have you on the journey. Hey, and I'll say this: if you ever want to talk about culture or team, and you need some help or guidance, or you'd like to have a conversation, do this. Go to day1get1.com. Book a 15-minute call with me. I'd love to talk to you about how to build a yes culture. Maybe in your organization, or maybe where you're at, you just realize you're fighting against the current instead of with the current. You want to have a conversation and see what we're doing here at Success Mortgage Partners inside of the network, which is something Frank Garay and myself have the privilege of leading. And go to Day One Get One, book 15 minutes. I'd love to personally have a conversation. And either I'll help you with where you're at, or take a look inside of what we're doing and maybe it'd be a good fit for you. Day One Get One. It's a direct link to my personal calendar. Any 15 minutes that's available, I will absolutely jump on a call and let's have a conversation. Until next time, we'll see you soon. See ya.